Performing screening mammograms can detect breast cancer at its earliest when there are no symptoms and when it is more likely to be treated successfully. All women should have a primary health care provider who is aware of their medical history, family history, and risk factors. Women 40 to 45 years can choose whether to start screening in consultation with their physician. All women 45 to 54 years should have an annual mammogram. Women older than 55 years can have a yearly mammogram or choose to have one every 2 years. Monthly breast self-exams in conjunction with the mammogram can increase the odds of early detection. Be proactive about your health.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for watching. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
This Wednesday night, serious allegations are placing the RBDF's Ranger program in jeopardy. The details of what we are learning and reaction tonight from senior policymakers. A historic moment for San Salvador. The signing of a multi-million-dollar contract which will see the island undergo a major transformation. And an update tonight on ongoing demolition exercises at shantytown sites across the country. It's your last look at the day's top stories. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening and thanks for staying up with us. I'm Corbell Pyfrom. We begin here at 11 with a disturbing story. Alleged abuse allegations have surfaced in the Royal Bahamas Defense Forces Rangers program, prompting an immediate investigation and the removal of a Marine from his duties pending the outcome of that probe. The National Security goes on record tonight insisting that harming children in any way won't be tolerated. Our Alto V's Munnings has been following the story all day for us and starts us off here at 11. Alto?
And good evening to you. The story of abuse allegations in the Royal Bahamas Defense Forces Rangers program broke Tuesday night when the RBDF issued a statement on its Facebook page noting that a Marine had been removed from his duties and a defense and police force investigation into the matter had been launched. The Tribune cites that the allegations surfaced from Rangers summer campers in Eleuthera who were reportedly beaten, forced to drink toilet water, and endured sexually inappropriate behavior by an officer between June 30th and July 19th. Defense Force Commodore Floyd Moxey is quoted as saying that an internal investigation started after a parent filed a complaint. The Defense Force's intelligence team subsequently traveled to Freeport, where the parent reportedly lives. National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, also confirmed a criminal complaint was filed, adding that the RBDF has a detention period of 8 days. Minister Monroe confirmed the Commodore's decision to convene a board of inquiry to determine if any impropriety occurred.
The purpose of that, over and above dealing with what the Marine or officer has done, is to examine the systems that operate, to work out how was this able to happen in the first place, look at the people who had command authority in the event, and make changes so that it could not happen again. And so that's a process in the Defense Force, be it an allegation like this, be it a grounding of a vessel, any other matter. The Defense Force is concerned with looking at the process to design a process that would work better and not have the challenges if possible.
The Defense Forces Rangers Youth Development Program instills discipline and emphasizes mentorship, leadership training, and holistic development. Officials are hoping this incident doesn't tarnish that image.
Anytime you have a member of any grouping fail in their mission, because your mission isn't to interfere with children. It affects how people look at something. It may deter some persons. So whenever you have an allegation in a church, some members leave. Whenever something happens in a school, parents may be concerned. And so why they take it so seriously is because they have to look at the sounder that it was before so that that does not happen.
Commodore Moxie has assured that the Royal Bahamas Defense Force is taking the matter seriously, as previously mentioned by the National Security Minister, and the Defense Force is reviewing operations of the Ranger program. We want to tell you that this is a story we will continue to follow. Reporting live in studio, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you.
Great reporting from our Altaviz Munnings tonight. In other news here at 11, San Salvador is about to undergo a major transformation that is expected to usher it into modernization and ensure the island is no longer forgotten. In this next report here, what the Davis administration is calling a historic moment for that island. It is what Prime Minister Philip Davis says lays the foundation for San Salvador's next chapter of growth and prosperity.
Today we signed a $52.6 million contract, that's inclusive of VAT, with the GDA Paving Construction to transform San Salvador's infrastructure. This is about roads and docks. And even more importantly, this is about dignity, opportunity, and connection for every person who calls this island home.
40 miles of roadways will receive asphalt paving. New sidewalks will be constructed across the island. Mr. Davis, who has represented San Salvador for decades, delighted in delivering news to his constituents that these roads will be built to last and not just patched to survive.
The government marina will be completely transformed, dredged, widened, and equipped to safely accommodate vessels at any tide, in any weather.
We will dredge the marina, widen its entrance, and install cleats along the perimeter to allow boats to tie back securely at any point along the dock.
Charles Seeley with GDA Paving and Construction explains that in its current state, the government marina is too shallow and uneven to safely accommodate the vessels contracted to serve the island. So critical right now, Seeley says, boats are only able to dock during high tide and be accessible at 2 limited points.
Once completed, the marina will support larger vessels, offer safe shelter for boats during storms, and allow the government to generate revenue from marina operations, an investment in both infrastructure and the local economy.
Works Minister Clay Sweeting, himself a family islander, says through this project, the lives of San Salvador's residents will be transformed.
For them, this project means safer communities, safer commutes to school and work, reliable access to clinics and the airport, and greater confidence in the future of their communities.
Work is set to begin within the coming weeks, with the project's completion expected in 18 months. We're going to move on now to the House of Assembly, where the International Court of Justice last week issued a non-binding landmark opinion affirming small island developing states' position that the world's largest emitting nations must act to prevent further climate warming. It also said they must help developing countries like ours meet the cost of adaptation. The ruling affirming the argument the Prime Minister has advocated on behalf of CARICOM and at international conferences for more than 3 years. Carla Palmer has more of what he shared in Parliament today.
The ruling by the International Court of Law handed down last week, affirming what Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance, the Honourable Philip Davis and his CARICOM colleagues had argued, that climate change is real. The intense floods, increasing sea level rise and increased frequency in category storms and more. The blame placed squarely on developed countries, resulting from gas emissions and other pollutions.
The court confirmed that this is not simply an emotional claim. It is a legal one. We are not the cause of this crisis. We did not build the factories or dig the coal, but we are facing the consequences. Rising tides, lost shorelines, salt intrusion, vanishing fisheries, and broken infrastructure.
Prime Minister Davis says a call on the court was not for special treatment, but rather fair treatment. And he thanked Attorney General, Minister of Legal Affairs, Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder, for leading the course of submissions, as he says, the Bahamas must exit this climate debt trap.
We were hit by 4 major storms, Category 4 and Category 5, within just 1 decade. Every hurricane leaves us less fiscal space to invest in our people, our economy, and in our future. Think about what happens when these massive storms wipe out homes and schools and roads and businesses and hospitals and electricity lines. The impact to our economy lasts for a long time. We lose revenue. Then we have to borrow to recover and rebuild, which increases our debt burden. At least, Madam Speaker, 40% of our national debt is directly attributed to the loss and damage resulting from these hurricanes. Then, as the size of our debt grows, we pay higher interest rates. And the risk of future hurricanes is priced in as well.
The ruling, however, is advisory, not binding. But according to Prime Minister Davis, it draws from the body of international environmental law, providing guidance to future courts and offering a firm foundation to build a case, make demands, and exercise diplomacy. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
There is also this from the lower chamber tonight, where we learned that nearly a decade after its passing, the National Health Insurance Bill will be repealed and replaced with legislation that moves the Bahamas closer to universal health care, a costly undertaking for thousands of Bahamians who either delay or avoid care due to cost.
The bill defines the standard health benefit package, guaranteeing primary care, maternal and pediatric services, diagnostics and lab, health education and promotion, screening programs for cancer and other specified conditions for every Bahamian, regardless of income, geographic location, at no cash at point of service. Part 2 of this bill designates the National Health Insurance Authority's functions and powers as the primary funder for public and private care, aligning incentives so that money follows the patient.
If passed, the new law would also see the timely payment to providers, and as highlighted by Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville in leading off today's debate, reduce paperwork by an estimated 40%. The NHI bill serving as the centerpiece of a compendium of healthcare legislation, which also includes the National Health Insurance Chronic Disease Prescription Drug Fund, Dental Professional Pharmacy Amendment, and Health Promotion and Wellness bills. In the case of the latter, it is hoped that the focus is shifted from treatment to prevention in the face of what the minister accepts as a healthcare crisis in the country. Figures show that non-communicable diseases account for the majority of premature deaths in the Bahamas. In then walks a National Food and Nutrition Commission,
which will oversee food safety, regulate advertising, negative advertising, and restrict harmful imports of food laden with carcinogens, artificial sugar additives, and to keep our eye on genetically manipulated foods. Madam Speaker, let me give an example. Chemically manipulated trans fats, often found in partially hydrogenated oils, are used to improve taste, texture, increase the shelf life of the product, and is incorporated in many ultra-processed foods. These products are inexpensive, they're readily available, and have some of the most harmful products to our cardiovascular system.
In a moment, today's other news. The Shanty Task Force continues its work. We'll show you the sites that body's targeting. There's more to stay up for. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11.
Step into a life of luxury and convenience with the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card. From earning premium cashback rewards on every dollar spent, to enjoying comprehensive travel insurance. Shop with confidence, knowing your purchases are protected. Our Platinum Concierge service turns your requests into reality, wherever life takes you. Let the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card be your passport to exceptional experiences. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
My fellow Bahamians, today, as we observe World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, we stand in solidarity with victims and survivors globally. Trafficking in persons is a heinous crime, impacting millions. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, 49.6 million persons are trafficked worldwide. Traffickers exploit the vulnerabilities of these individuals for profit. The government of the Bahamas is committed to combating this crime through enforcement of our laws, victim support, prosecution of perpetrators, as well as local and regional cooperation. As citizens, you too can play a critical role in the fight against trafficking in persons. Be vigilant. Let us speak out when we see injustice. Support those who suffer in silence and work together to create a nation where every person is safe, valued, and free. Together, we can end trafficking in persons, one act of awareness, one life at a time. If you are a victim or know someone who may be a victim of trafficking in persons, call local authorities at 919-911 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS or the national hotline at 322-2763. Thank you.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
Back now with more news this late night, and it has almost been a year since its formation, and the Unregulated Communities Action Task Force continues its work, aggressively going after these illegal sites and in many cases where necessary, destroying them altogether. The task force has not been gripping headlines much lately, but Works Minister Clay Sweeting assures that this body is still very much hard at work.
So the unregulated task force, community task force, was in Luther last week. They did assessments in Topham Bay, Palmetto Point, Blackwood, as well as Russell Island, and also to give notice to areas that needed the 30-day notice before demolition. The team should be in Andros next week to assess the Shanty town there, and in the next few weeks you'll see demolition occur in two sites in New Providence.
While he conveys compassion for residents who have made these so-called shanty towns their homes, the minister makes no apologies for enforcing the law.
For persons who are living in those communities, it might not be today, but eventually the government will be dealing with persons who are building without proper permits on land that does not belong to them. buildings that are not up to code, that don't have proper health standards, all of those. So, this is a progress that is ongoing.
Well, future entrepreneurs, craftsmen, and creators were on full display today at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture's Apprentice Camp Trade Show at its Dame Ivy Dumont Building headquarters. Our West Kelleeks Forbes was there and tells us more.
Bringing together young people between the ages of 15 and 18, giving them hands-on experience in various fields. The goal? To help participants learn or sharpen practical income-generating skills.
The trades program or the apprenticeship program was really implemented for them to earn and learn at the same time. So while they're earning, they're learning, but they're having fun, and they're making money while learning from the experts within the field. And the trades offered a sewing, carpentry, agriculture, face painting, beauty trades, photography, cooking, and baking. And over the years, we have implemented the Be Inspired program, which launched a few years ago, and that is a young entrepreneurship program. And when Minister Bolek taught the camps, he expressed to them that don't just leave what they've learned or their interests within the 4 weeks, but they can now go as they get older and apply for the Be Inspired grant.
And that potential was on full display. Among the standout participants was a group of high school boys enrolled in carpentry who proudly showed off their wooden trays they handcrafted themselves.
Well, Mr. Sanders is a really good instructor, so he really shapes us. He gives us the projects. Like he'd slam 2 pieces of wood on the table and tell you, make something with this. And that really gives you, it opens your mind, it gives your creativity a chance to flourish. So you really build what you want to build. You design it, you draw it down, you design it, you make it, and you build it.
Meanwhile, in the agriculture section, a young man proudly explained how the group learned to grow herbs and vegetables and even experimented with making natural drinks and jams.
I learned how to slaughter sheep, how to grow a plant, and how to make jams and drinks and stuff, and what type of chemicals we're not supposed to put in the plant as we grow. It's a life skill that I can keep with me forever, and it teaches me how to manage and run my own business someday.
The trade show isn't just a display of talent, it was a testament to the impact of skill-based education and youth empowerment. For many of the students, it was a first step towards entrepreneurship. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Kelleeks Forbes.
Now to a story that hits close to home for us here at ZNS. After a devastating fire, the Dorsett family begins the difficult journey of rebuilding their lives. Amaya Moss has this update.
The Dorsett family remains displaced after a devastating fire ripped through their Coral West Heights home, destroying everything they owned. In a statement provided by Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent of Police Sharia King, police have launched a full investigation into the incident, and arson is suspected. Authorities say they are following active leads at this time. King added that officers have met with the family directly to resolve the tragic incident. In the aftermath, the local community has responded with an outpouring of support. St. Agnes Anglican Church organized a benefit concert to raise funds, with members of the public stepping in with clothing, essentials, and monetary aid. Also, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas has been a vital part of the community's response, offering hope amid loss. Still, the loss is heavy. The family remains displaced, living in temporary conditions with the long road of rebuilding ahead. While the donations have provided short-term relief, what was lost extends far beyond what can be replaced. Police are asking anyone with information about the fire to come forward. In the meantime, the Dorsett family remains focused on returning to a sense of normalcy and reclaiming a space they can once again call home. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Our thoughts and prayers continue to be with our Diane Dorsett and her family. Difficult segue here, but we've got to do it. The Bahamas Tonight turning to sports next here at 11. Amajal Knowles with us with a preview.
And Lamar Taylor swimming to a new national record. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
In 2010, a grant helped Bahamas striping group of companies get started. Today, that seed has grown into a national force, building roads, airports, and brighter futures. Now, we're leading the way through public-private partnerships, what we call 3 Ps, where government vision meets private sector innovation. 3 Ps empowers local subcontractors, giving them the chance to bid. And with every contract, we're putting money directly into communities, creating jobs, supporting families, and fueling growth. From roads in Eleuthera to community centers in the inner city, we're not just laying asphalt, we're laying foundations for financial opportunity. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we believe in building more than infrastructure. We're building up Bahamians who build the Bahamas. 3 Ps, public-private partnerships for people, progress, and prosperity.
Did you know you could send a local bank transfer to a Sand Dollar wallet? It's the same as sending a transfer to an account at another local bank. Simply use the wallet's 12-digit top-up address as the account number, savings as the account type, Central Bank of the Bahamas as the bank, and Sand Dollar as the branch with branch code or transit number 12,000. Don't use urgent or priority delivery. Transfers to Sand Dollar wallets are processed through the Bahamas Automated Clearinghouse Network within 1 business day.
Welcome to your Wednesday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. We start tonight's sportscast with news from the pool over in Singapore as the 242 heating things up in the water at the 2025 FINA World Aquatics Championships as swimmer Lamar Taylor setting a new national record. Taylor swimming out of lane 6 in heat 9 would touch the wall first in 48.52. Again, a new national record. Continuing a stellar summer for Taylor, which shattered the men's 50-meter freestyle record back in June at the Bahamas Aquatics National Championships. Taylor would finish 22nd overall, just missing out on that top 16 spot that would see him move on. Also competing on Tuesday would be Mark Anthony Thompson in the men's 50-meter breast. He would finish 65th overall with a time of 29.88. Next up for the 242, Mark's sister, Zaylee Elizabeth Thompson, competing on Thursday in the heats of the women's 100-meter free. And on Friday, Taylor will be back in the pool, entered in the 50-meter freestyle, while Victoria Russell will compete in the women's 50-meter butterfly. We'll continue to keep you updated on Team Bahamas' performance over in Singapore. From the pool to the court, the FIBA 2025 AmeriCup right around the corner. We still don't know who will suit up for the 242 over in Nicaragua next month, but we will for certain have a player with NBA experience hitting the hardwood, as NBA free agent Kai Jones recently confirming that he plans to play for Team Bahamas. Jones last played for the Bahamas in the AmeriCup qualifiers earlier this year, where he averaged 13 points and 8 rebounds in 2 games.
Definitely want to come and suit up for AmeriCup and get ready to attack each day with a purpose and a plan to be the best and win each game in front of us. It's going to be a test, but I believe that we're ready for it, and we've been built for this moment because we've had something growing over the past couple of years, so now it's going to be a big chance to execute and get it done and win something big for the country. It means everything to me. I love putting it on. I love playing. So the fact that I'm healthy and I'm ready to go and I'm at my best means a lot. So I'm very happy and excited.
And hoping one day to not only represent the 242 in FIBA competition, but perhaps hear his name called in the NBA draft stage, is 15-year-old Chavez Colby, who last year starred at St. John's in the BAISS, is now making waves in the States, playing for Veritas Academy in California, as well as Paul George's Elite AAU squad. Standing at 6'8", Colby is widely considered one of the fastest rising recruits in the class of 2029. Tennis Soul Sports team caught up with him and asked him about his first season on the U.S. high school circuit.
I mean, at Veritas, it was tough my first year, being the youngest guy in the program, going in 8th grade, but now I'd say remembering all the stuff that my mentors, coaches, parents has told me, taught me, it just became like just a joyride right now.
Track news, the Bahamian contingent over at the University of Kentucky getting even stronger. This as Olympic medalist Levan Sands announcing via social media that he will join the school this upcoming season as their horizontal jumps coach. Of course, UK track head coach is fellow Bahamian Rolando Lonnie Green. He's assisted by Golden Girl Debbie Ferguson McKenzie, and 60-meter world record holder Devin Charlton also serves on the team as a volunteer assistant. Bahamian national record holder in the men's triple jump previously held the same position at Florida State University, and prior to that was at Northern Colorado for 2 seasons. And the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture celebrating its summer student cohorts and their hard work the past few weeks. hosting a sneaker ball and award ceremony earlier today at the Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium. We spoke with a representative of the ministry about the event.
I think they're excited. Actually, I am excited. With the sneaker ball, I never knew sneakers could draw you back to your younger years. And if you look down, you can see I had to actually purchase a new sneakers. So the sneaker ball event is an excellent idea. The kids are actually having a lot of fun. We have a lot of prizes, gifts. We're going to give some giveaways, school supplies. So the event, I think, is a success.
Let's look at your sports on this Wednesday. I'm Amajal Knowles signing out until tomorrow.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Well, the holiday weekend gets underway for a lot of folks tomorrow as they'll be taking off with the various happenings going on the various family islands. So let's find out from Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean what kind of weather they can expect this holiday weekend. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Caldwell. Well, the tropics remain quiet, but over the weekend we'll be keeping our eyes on an area just to the east of the Los Angeles and another area just to the southeast of the United States. In those two areas, we're giving it a very, very small chance of development, but nevertheless, we will monitor those and keep you abreast of its development. And our temperatures around the islands this evening: Marshall, Babaco, 83 degrees. Up in Green Key, they have a temperature of 85 degrees. 85 also in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Mary Islands, 85. Alistown, Bimini, 87 degrees, 85 in Harper Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 82 degrees, another 82 in Outerstown, Cat Island. Black Point, Exuma, Kemps Bay, St. Andrews, 85, 84 in Fresh Creek, Central Andrews. And then we get some more 82s as we go into San Salvador and Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma, 83 degrees, 83 again in Rygat Island, Clarence, San Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 82. Ackles, 82 degrees as well. Machitan and Agua, 86, and the Texas Caicos Islands at 85 degrees. And our satellite pictures, well, showing high pressure still in control of our weather, but we have some clouds being advected from the Atlantic across the area, so we can see a slight increase in cloudiness during the course of the night and tomorrow morning. Partly cloudy, very warm tonight, low temperature around 81 degrees, and tomorrow we are looking at a mixed bag of clouds and sunshine, but as we head into the afternoon hours, it becomes a little bit more cloudy with a high temperature climbing up to 91 degrees. And your extended weather forecast shaping up like this. Pretty nice weather as we head into the weekend. Lots of sunshine, but there could be 1 or 2 pockets of showers, even an isolated thunderstorm, particularly on Saturday afternoon. And those temperature-wise, we're going to keep you pretty much seasonal right through Sunday and Monday, but as we head into Tuesday, we're going to get above that normal line. 94 degrees we're looking on Tuesday, and when you look at the relative humidity, when you factor all of that in, those heat indices, they're going to be in the triple digits. We're looking at about 107 degrees. So once again, we are reminding you to keep yourself hydrated by taking in a lot of H2O.
Triple-digit temperatures. Well, I cannot wrap my mind around it. Thank you, Basil, and thank you for staying with us. I'm Corvell Pfeiffer, and for all of us, take care, be well, and remember, we'll be looking to see you again right back here tomorrow evening. Good night.
At Tonic Williams Darling Highway, I'm Tijaro Hudson. This is ZNS.